What's happening, guys, and welcome again to the Commissioned Project. We here once again doing what we always do, talking and asking questions and getting answers. Anyway, to my far left I have with us.
It's Wendy, guys. How you doing?
Yep, and of course you've got Johnny. I'm a thorn, he needs the rose. But I've got another thorn with me today. Jokes. So guys, today we have the honor and the privilege of having a discussion with regard to politics with the man who goes by the name of Andrew Gai. Who is he? He's a father, he's a husband to one wife. He's got 4 kids. When I Googled him and I started to do some research on him, it only showed me 3, but he has a newborn. But not newborn, couple of months old. Alright, but still new to these streets, okay?
Beautiful.
Yep. So guys, Andrew, welcome Andrew.
Thank you, Johnny.
All good.
And thank you, Wendy.
It's
Thank you
good to have
both
you.
for having me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the chat.
Yep.
100%, it'll be so good. Yep. So look, before we even continue, Andrew, tell the people who is Andrew.
Yeah, I think you've said the main things. That I am a father of 4 and married to the mother of my children, Aja. And I live in the area. I'm from Cranbourne. So really excited to be here and be part of this community. It's a vibrant community.
That's it. Yep, let them
really
know.
growing, young families, young people. It's just one of those families we want to be part of. So anything to contribute, it's one of them why I'm here.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, guys, the topic tonight is politics, okay? Why politics? Politics because we feel it's important. We've had many young people come to us and tell us they don't understand politics. They don't get it. They're like, what is this politics thing about? This is why we have Andrew will give us a complete breakdown with regard to politics. He's going to break it into different segments and take us from step to step so you out there can know what's going on in this world. What's your thoughts, Wendy?
Yeah. So for me, I think I grew up basically in Australia. I was born in South Africa, but my childhood was here in Australia. And when I turned 18, it was an excitement to go and vote, right? And I think it's because of maybe it was influence from my family and my parents, and also just the community that was present at that time. Yeah. But now I see with my nieces, nephews, going to have to, or even trying to understand how to vote, for them it is like, oh, it's just a chore. Yeah. Why are we even bothering? Because nothing changes anyway. Everything stays the same. It's all old people who are, just trying to please each other kind of thing, rather than actually looking out for the community. So my first question to you would be, right? Why should we care about elections? Like, why should someone young actually care about elections?
It's a really good question, and I have to let the viewers know, and you both as well, that the reason I may have something to share on politics is because I actually ran for local council last year or almost 2 years ago now. So I ran for local council, and the reason I ran for council was like the question you just asked me. Also, when I was at uni, I was exposed to studying about politics. I studied public policy.
Okay.
So I was able to, hear a bit about, learn a bit about politics, but also coming out of uni and being in the community as well. I've also, I think over 10 years, I've always put my hand up to work at the elections. Whether it's local elections or state or federal, I work at both elections, and it's always good to just be behind the desk, while community members are coming to have their say. Yeah. So the question you just asked there, why should we care about election? I think back to the term politics, I think the term itself have a bit of put off for some people. Okay? But when we break it down to this is about electing people who make decisions that impact on our everyday life.
Even as a young person.
Even as a young person.
That's scary.
Because if you just ask me, even as a young person, think of KC Stadium. Yep. If you go there on Friday night or even every evening, that place is just crazy. There's young people.
There's always something going on.
Something going on.
Yeah.
And it's so lively.
Yeah.
But that center was built and is now run by the local government.
Oh my! So people voted those people in.
So people voted those people in, who are now running services. At that center.
Okay.
You know, the center may be owned by another entity.
Yep.
But the services being delivered there, you know, are run by the council.
Okay.
Okay. So when you talk about, you know, basketball, and you see kids running with KC basketball, you know, jumpers on them, you know, it's council that is making those decisions as to where can we run this service. You know, where can we build a library. Okay. Where young people go up to school.
Yeah.
And some of you who've been to, you know, Cranwell Library, you know, go to, you know, Casey Library at Fountain Gate, at Banjul Place. That's a very beautiful place for young people to hang around.
There you go.
That place was built by local government. So you want to make sure you elect the right people who make the right decisions about your life, about the things that impact on your life.
Yes.
You know, if you're thinking about having a skate park, you know, near your house, and there's an open land, and you just keep passing by and like, what should be done about this land? Okay? These are the things you need to talk and engage with your local councillors about. Okay, well, what's this about? Like, we don't have a skate park in this area, or we don't have a playground, you know, for young people, for children, you know, to go to. So it's about people that make decisions that impact directly our lives.
As a young person, so I'm a young person. I'm 18 years plus, right? Say I'm a young person, and I'm talking about, I want to do skating, but there's no place to skate and all that sort of stuff. The one place where I can have a voice is when I make an educated decision with regards to electing whichever group it is, the right group, or to represent me, because it's about me, right? So if I don't vote, the wrong people could get into power and they could mess it up. Or if I don't vote, I lose that voice that I would normally have. So this is why voting is important.
It is important, and it's very important to point out that I think sometimes we sit back and just like, man, it's just one vote. Okay, it's a thought that a lot of people carry, but there's a thing about having had your say. Okay, regardless of the outcome. Okay, when you have had a say, at least you're not going to sit back, I wish I voted. You know,
that's it.
Okay. So you have your say, you participate, don't worry about the outcome. And you go home knowing that if so-and-so get in, you're not to blame.
You had your say.
Okay? But someone you voted for could get in. And you will feel so proud that someone you know who will do the right thing by you and by your community is now your representative.
So, like with the local council, right? So, the local council, obviously, they run like local stuff. Like, what stuff does a local council run?
So, and that is, and this is something we need to also break down as well. So, in Australia, we have this 3-level system of government. Okay, so we have the local council.
It's like the city of Casey, for example.
That's the city of Casey. You know, the city of Greater Dandenong. You know, the Kajini Shire. So these are local councils. Some of the local councils in the southeast. Okay, so these are, you know, so this is the local government, and then we then have the state government. Okay. You know, which is led by the premier. We'll have another time to talk about that. And then we have the federal government, which is the Commonwealth. Which sort of run the whole of Australia. So we can have a chat about those in the next sessions. But for today, if we can just focus on the local government.
Perfect.
And when we talk about the local government, think of it as the closest to you as a community. This is the closest government to everyday person. Okay. So and they make decisions about local roads. Local developments. You know, if someone wants to build something, they have to get approval from the local government. From the council. Okay, so you can't just see an open space and just start building.
That's what we
South Africa, they do that.
If there's land there, we're gonna use it.
And also you can't just shoot up a 10-story, building.
That's another thing.
In a suburb. So council make decision as if someone want to build, how tall or how high that
Yep.
that building, that structure will have to be.
Okay.
Being mindful of is that area zoned as a business area or is it zoned as a residential?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So these are the things the council will tell you. These are things the council workers will tell you.
So if I'm a young person, young people be partying all the time. I'm a young person. I want my film. I'm turning, I don't know, 20 or whatever, 21. I want to have a house party. I get an Airbnb. I want to have a house party all night long. Is that also like a council situation where I'm blasting the music till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock?
Yeah, you're probably getting yourself into a lot of trouble there because that may involve the police.
Yeah, that's police, not council. It's a bit too late for council.
If the music is too high, and also there are laws around up to what time the music can.
Yeah.
Is that council laws?
No, it shouldn't be a council law. So this should be a state law.
State law. Okay, cool. I get you.
And that's something to clarify as well. But when it comes to regulations around, how loud the music can be, depends on which area.
Okay.
And and what times.
Yep.
So say if someone keep the music on until 1 a.m. in a residential area, definitely that will be annoying the neighbors.
Yeah.
And the neighbors will not really complain to the council, but will ring up the police.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
that's the person that
And
will
they
come,
come,
at that time.
I hope you're paying attention.
I think where the council may comes in is if someone is hosting a large gathering, in a suburban area.
Yep.
And that large gathering may be attracting a lot of people who are taking up parking on the street.
Oh.
Okay.
That may be a council issue.
Okay.
Because council approved, say if you want to use this as a place of gathering, that will be approved by the council.
That's a council. Okay,
And the council will be looking at, so how many people will you have in that facility? And do you have enough parking lots out for them?
Okay.
So it can get a bit confusing, but when you take it as to, what is it that I want to do? And then the next step would be, who's responsible that I can get approval for?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, so let's dial it back. Say I'm a young person, I've now turned 18. Now I can vote.
Which is exciting.
Is there like where do I go? Like what do I do?
So usually I think you will be, I think once you turn 18, you definitely become eligible to vote. I think you do get sent some form to fill out to enroll. So it's really important that when you turn 18, it's important that you make sure that you are enrolled to vote at the next election, whatever that election is, whether it's local, state, or federal. As soon as you turn 18, it's your responsibility as a citizen of this community, citizen of this country, to be able to vote. So make sure you are enrolled, and you may get sent the forms to to enroll by the Electoral Commission. Or if you haven't got it, you can just ring them up and say, hey guys, I just turned 18, I can't wait to vote. How do I enroll? They will make sure you get help to enroll. And I think these days you should be able to do it online too as well.
Yeah, I think so.
That's good. Yeah. All right. When did you been in this country from when you was a baby? Like how did it go for you?
When I think it was mailed out to me. Enrollment. But that was just when you turn 18.
Okay, fair. I remember we had a discussion. This is a long time ago, Andrew, and it made so much sense that parents at home, when they're talking when they're talking politics, and parents always talk politics, what's on the news, etc. A lot of parents that come from other countries, like your immigrant parents and that, they often talk about politics from their motherland. Like in our home, we talk about politics from South Africa. In another home, it would be politics from Chile. It would be politics from South Sudan. But parents, or very few, are talking about politics in the place where it's going to affect me. And I think that's maybe also what's discouraging young people, because they're hearing what's happening there, but not what's happening here where it's affecting me.
That's a really important point, and I think we parents are not really doing a good job in terms of role modeling politics to young people. Because say a young person who is born in this country in Australia, and we're talking about politics of a country that they have not been to.
Yeah.
they will not have any interest to know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, they will not have any interest to even learn about it because one, they have not been there.
Yep.
They don't even need to worry about it because whatever is happening there is not going to impact on their lives here.
Yep.
So I think a parent can just adjust because I know it's very hard to move on. Okay,
Yeah.
people still think about. We still have family there.
Yes.
We may still
Yep.
have assets in those countries.
Yep.
And a lot of things. So we still think about them. But if we parent can please just focus on the politics that is happening here. And you hear that a lot. If you go to places where there's a lot of migrant communities, say Noble Park, Food Cray, Dandenong, if you see the elders gathered at a cafe, they're definitely talking about politics of the country they came from.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and there was a time there were like the satellite TVs that were connected.
Yep.
And those were some people purposely connected them to make sure they get the news from back home.
From back home.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So you are home, and the 7 News should be on at 6 p.m. which should be telling us about what's happening in Melbourne, what's happening in
But you're
Australia and all
watching.
that. But what's on is an international TV channel
Yeah.
that have nothing to do with why we're here.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think it's where we have to be mindful that the things we talk about around young people may push them away or may pull them in to learn more about politics.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Windy?
So how so just one point on that. I've been asked a few times and I've thought about it to myself, right? Why is it that we have in Australia you have to vote or you get a fine, right?
Yeah.
Even for the local council elections, right? Why is that? Like, why, if we've got the freedom to vote, we should have the freedom also to choose to vote. Now, I firmly believe in voting because I think your voice needs to be heard, but what kind of response would you give to people if they asked you that question?
It's very hard. It's a very difficult question because we know that there are other countries that are like Australia where voting is not compulsory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the rationale is very hard to sell.
Okay.
But when you think about it, it is a law that's been in place for many years now.
Yep.
So and no one even talking about reversing it. So I think it's something that we've just accepted that. It's every citizen's duty to vote. And I think rather than us complain about it, I take the other view where how important is it that we all have that privilege?
Yeah, that's true.
To turn up to vote.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there are a lot of other countries and many, I think it's very important to reference US. Like this is a country of more than 300 million people.
Yeah.
But if you look up how many people actually turn up to vote, the
It's
percentage is very low. But then you end up with someone that people are saying they're not happy with. But then people didn't turn up to vote.
That's it.
Okay. So at least here, as many of us as possible do turn up to vote. And in most cases, we do get the person that we feel this person is representative of who we are as Australians. So I think that's the view I would encourage the young people that it is compulsory, and if you don't vote, you do get a bill sent to you. But let's look at it the positive side that you have the privilege to have a say when it comes to who represent you, who make decision about you, who make decision about the community and country you live in.
Just curious, do you know how much the fine is if you don't vote?
That's a very important question.
Yeah. I was just
not on top of my head, but it's been going up.
Okay.
But it's still going up.
It's definitely inflation. But I think it's more than a burger. So you better get one. It's more than the price of a burger, so you better pay it off.
Okay.
And I think some young people, right, often say to me, because they don't know, like how you get the ballots, and it's all of those numbers and the faces and all that sort of stuff, right? So some young people don't know how to differentiate. Put a number 1 there, number 2 there. What does that mean? Do I not? And I think by default, they end up spoiling the vote.
They find some of the party names funny, so they'll select that party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that is very, and I know the thing is, in Australia, people are very laid back when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
People don't really care much about politics.
Yep.
Okay, and if you don't care much about something, you're definitely not going to be well informed when you turn up. So I can understand why people would just go for the most interesting name on the ballot that you could vote for. But I think that I will have a go at young people about this. Like, you guys are the most educated part of our society, so you should know how to number 1 to 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So and it's just about numbering. Don't double up. Don't put 2, 2. You just have to number from your most preferred to the least preferred candidate.
So the most preferred being 1.
Number 1. Mm-hmm.
Then the least preferred being the bigger number.
Being the bigger number. So we have 10 people on the ballot paper.
Yep.
Your most preferred. Say John is my most preferred candidate.
Yeah.
I'll put in number 1, man.
Come on,
And then I'll just keep numbering to the least preferred person.
Okay.
And that person may end up being number 10.
Okay.
But you make sure you number all of them.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there is a really clear instruction on all the ballot papers, whether it's the long one or the short one.
Yep.
There is a very simple instruction that if you just spend a few seconds on it, you definitely will get it right.
Okay.
But also there are electoral officers at every polling station.
Yeah.
Okay.
To help you
also
out.
help you as well. So if for any reason you can't understand the ballot paper, just ask and people will help you.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I said before, I worked at number of elections, and people are just very helpful.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. This is an observation I made. I don't know if it's a question that can be answered.
Okay.
But I think I noticed that even overseas, I don't know why have you got to put the X, put the cross or the number, whatever the case is, in pencil.
Yeah. That's a very important one. So someone actually asked, you're not the first person to ask that. It's a very important one. I think what you and this speaks a lot about the importance of democracy in Australia. That even at the ballot, you still have the right to change your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Even at the ballot, you still have the right to change your mind. So if you do decide to change your mind, you are able to change it right there. That's why it's pencil.
That's why it's in pencil.
Okay. So if you put,
I know that.
if I put you number 5 and I want you to be my number 1.
Yep.
But then before I folded it and put it in there, I realized I've done the mistake and I need to change that. You can do that.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
Yeah.
These many years I didn't know.
You in your control until it's in the box.
Wow, that's democracy at work. Okay, cool.
Very interesting. All right, so we are going to wrap this up for now and come back with another episode next week where we're going to be talking mainly about local council, how you can get in touch with them and how we can actually progress things through local council. So guys, thanks for joining us this week.
Yep.
And we will be, see you on the next time. Remember to click the like button, the little, what's that one called?
Bell.
The bell. And also, guys, share this video for people who just need to know a little bit more about how democracy works in Australia.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And subscribe, of course. All right, so from us to you, thanks for joining us again, guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.